YouTube, what's going on, guys? My name is Gray with Paradox Customs. I am here with Jaidan, content at Paradox Customs, and today we are going to be taking a look at your guys' setups. You guys have submitted your setups and sent them in for us to take a look at. So we're going to get a little nitpicky and see what we can come up with. We're going to be rating setups out of 10, 10 for me and 10 for Jaidan. So without further ado, let's hop right into it.
Alrighty, we're here with setup number 1 from @Witsy on Twitter. Great, give me your initial thoughts. What do you think of the setup?
Okay. We got two monitors in front. Nice. One on the left. I like the key lights.
Key lights go
I
fire.
like the mouse mat.
Go XLR in the back left.
I'm trying to find things I don't like.
Super clean setup. Nice, strong one to start. The only thing I kind of dislike off rip is the water bottle on the left there. And then the headset, not on a headset stand. Even throwing it on the mic stand, I think is a little bit cleaner. But like that's super nitpicky. It's a really clean setup. I like the panels in the back. I like the monitor mount. The top monitor looks a little bit like too bent down kind of. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Might just be a short guy. I don't know. Clean mic. Mic's on a mic stand coming from the back. PC looks good. Like I think this is a solid setup. I'd give this an 8 off rip.
Okay. I'm gonna get a little picky here.
Okay.
Wires are so important, and I'm probably gonna have to say this in every video.
Yeah.
Or every setup that we look at. Wires are so important. I am super nitpicky about wires. Sometimes my stuff gets a little whack and I have to adjust it. But overall, I like the setup a lot. 3 monitors is definitely the way to go. I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay, 8 for me, 7 for me. Also, one thing to note here is this camera on the mount, super underrated. Not a lot of people do this. If you're using a webcam, that's fire. That's super solid. So, all right, Witsy got a 8 from me, 7 from Gray. And let's go with the next setup. This is @profoundbond_DC on Twitter. This one interested me because this is a super clean, I think it's a 2-monitor setup, but you don't really see this layout very often, so I just found it super clean. My initial gripes with it are if you're playing keyboard and mouse games, you really don't have much space for anything. Like that hand, it looks like it's going to hit the PC every time you swipe. And then you have the high ground keyboard, it looks like, which is super clean, goes the aesthetic a lot. PC also looks pretty clean. But the space, like you don't really see the wires, which is fire, but the space, even on the left where the keyboard goes, like with those figures, which I think are really clean, I just don't know how like much space you have to operate.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you got a 2-monitor setup, which is great. I'm assuming he's maybe a streamer or a stock trader based on having the monitor up top.
Yeah.
The PC's gorgeous. I think you should move it though. You need a little more room for your mouse. But the thing about it though is if you don't play keyboard and mouse games,
then it works, and he has a controller there, right? So you never know.
Right. So if he doesn't play keyboard and mouse games, then the setup's amazing. I love the mouse mat. I think it's super clean. The PC looks great. The monitors are clean. Not too many wires, just the coil cable for the keyboard. The Attack on Titan figures are sick, as well as he's fully Attack on Titan now.
Yeah, super. It's themed, which is awesome.
The keyboard collab, I think it's super sick.
Yep.
I'm gonna give this an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
The reason I give it an 8 is because I want to see a bigger desk to fit the massive O11.
Okay, so here's my little critique. I don't even think you need a bigger desk. You have a spot for the PC right on the bottom right.
True,
I personally
but if that's on the floor, I wouldn't do it.
It looks elevated.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. It does look
elevated. It looks elevated. So, I mean, I personally don't like having my PC on the ground, but if it is elevated and it fits, that's a big case. Like the 11's pretty big. But if it fits, I definitely move it and then even throw in a second monitor on mounts, and then you have space for everything. That's just me though. I don't know. I'm giving it a 7. You're giving it an 8. Let's head over to the next one. @Selly. This one, it's a little dark, hard to see. I think it has a bunch of dope features. It looks like it has a mic on a boom arm, which is fire. Go XLR in the back. Can't really see the PC, but it's 4-monitor setup. It looks a little cramped. Give me your thoughts.
There's a lot there. There's a lot here. Okay, so I love the monitor layout. I think having one on top is kind of OP. I personally don't, but I know a lot of people that do, and it's a good option.
Right.
4 monitors is awesome. I would like to see less spacing in between the monitors. That's always something that I'm picky about. If I can see space in between my monitors, it annoys the absolute fuck out of me. But I like that he has a DLSR in the top corner. He's got the Go XLR. It does look very crammed though. It does look very cramped.
Very
I
crammed.
do like it. I think he's got a lot of A lot of gear here, a lot to unpack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with an 8. I think
Another
there's
8.
a little bit of cleaning
Okay.
that needs a little bit of cleaning up that needs to happen, but this is a really solid setup, and it's definitely doing the job for him for sure.
Right. Just off rip for me,
Wires and
100%. I love the vertical monitor. I'm assuming he's a streamer. He has Twitch open on the top and he has a vertical monitor. So just instantly I'm going streamer. Looks like he has all the tools to be a streamer. He has his Go XLR. Looks like he's a dual PC setup just on the lighting in the back. One on the right, one on the left behind the monitors. The cramp, like I think I'd get like very like aware of the space there and it would really bother me. I'm going to go 7.5. Also, one thing is I can't tell, but it looks like the monitors are all slightly different. I don't think those are all the same monitors, which is something that I have a gripe with. I personally don't like that. It looks like the one in the middle is a lot smaller than the one on the right, and then the one on the far left is also a different size. I don't know. That might just be me. It might just be the picture, but that's just kind of what I take from this. So I'm going to give it a 7.5, and we're going to move on to the next one. At Jared Huffman on Twitter. I'm going to be honest. I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know if it's the way he took the picture, if it's the lighting, but when I saw this, I was like, this might be the best setup I've ever seen. It's gorgeous. Give me your thoughts, man.
This is like some shit you see off of like battle stations on Reddit.
Yeah.
Like, this is very aesthetically pleasing to the eye. He's got like this cool blue with the white theme. It looks fantastic. The keyboard looks custom built.
Mm-hmm. The whole aesthetic matches. I think it's an 011, sorry. I don't even know if he has the glass on.
I don't think he has the glass
I don't
on,
think he has
but
the glass on. It works. Dude, he took my vibe. He has the Amazon right below the monitor, the Alexa or Echo, whatever they're called nowadays. He has a key light on top of the two monitors.
I've learned to like the key lights on top of the monitors a lot more. I used to be like, why do people do that? But for productivity and just like overall ease of access, they're really nice.
Awesome, yeah.
This setup is gorgeous, man. I'm gonna give it a 9.
I'm right there with you. I'm giving it a 9 as well.
There's not much negative I can say about it. It looks really well done, and I don't really have very many recommendations. If I could see under the desk, I'd probably nitpick you a little more.
100%.
Your setup looks great, man. Keep it up.
Setup looks solid, stellar. Moving on to the next one. We got setup number 5 at the Senpai Heru. I hope I pronounced that right. This is probably the most different setup we've got in the video so far. This is definitely a different vibe. We got the action figures again with the background lighting. Flag on the top left. I personally like the flags. I don't know how you feel about having flags instead of like a traditional paneling or something like that. My biggest gripe with the setup is the monitor setup. It looks a little bit odd. One looks a little bit more elevated than the other one. So give me your thoughts there. What do you think?
It looks like one is mounted and one is not. That would be my first initial pick that caught my eye. I noticed the IKEA desk, which is, it's fine. I would say it's outdated, if you will, but it still works.
Right.
Very good budget option. The PC looks gorgeous, fantastic. 011s are always the way to go. They're beautiful. 100%. You got figures, so you have a theme here. I like your lighting theme. Your lighting flows fairly nice, but
it's a little messy.
Clean up the wires a little bit. It does look a little messy. My goal with this one would be keep everything off of the mouse mat and use the space on the outer edge to sort of dictate if you're going to have mess, right? Like, your mouse mat should be completely empty.
100%.
Especially if you have a big one.
Yeah.
But the setup looks really nice. It's very simple. I feel like this person probably games and hangs out with their buddies in Discord or watches YouTube on the second monitor. Maybe as a streamer. I can't entirely tell. But overall, it's a pretty good setup. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7.5.
7.5. I'm going to give it a 6.5. One thing, my biggest thing I changed with the setup and the organizational thing, and this is kind of a little bit extra, a little bit out there, but if you have the resources, some floating shelves on the back wall above the right, like on the right side, above the PC and the monitor for those figures, or maybe even like a hook that you can hang your headset on. I just think the cleanup on this, like this setup could be a lot better. And if it was, you definitely see it elevated to like an 8, 8.5. Just, I don't know, something about the top right being empty and then the cluttered down low kind of bothers me. But I'm going to go 6.5 here. I think it's a nice setup. I think it's obviously better than the average setup. But just from what we've seen so far, I think it's a tad below that.
For sure. No, I like that.
100%. And next setup at Freeway on Twitter. This setup is really loud. Like, it's Got a lot going on. I think the picture's taken that way though to showcase everything. I doubt that's how we actually use as a setup.
Right.
We got the 4 monitors, I want to say. That far left looks like a monitor as well. Has a Go XLR. Also has the MacBook plugged in. There's no way that's staying there when he's using the setup. So that's just kind of what I mean by that.
Is that his PC?
Yeah, up top.
What the fuck?
I don't know what's going on there, but he also has the one on the bottom right. I don't know what case that's working out of.
He's definitely a streamer or a content creator of some sort. I like the use of the MacBook. I don't like the positioning of it. I think you have a lot of monitor real estate to work with.
Yeah.
I think get those monitors elevated so you can actually utilize your MacBook the way you want to. I can't really tell. Is that a monitor on the left?
I would assume so. It looks like on the bottom left, right under the Paradox logo, you can kind of see some like the File Explorer icon or something like that. So
okay, yeah.
I'm thinking it's another monitor. I don't know what it's connected to. I'd assume. So it looks like it's a dual PC setup, right? Because he has first of all, he has a Go XLR. He has the 2 PCs in the background, obviously. I don't know which monitor is dedicated to what. And then I assume the MacBook isn't even used at that setup. I'd assume he just kind of has it there to like showcase the setup because he has 2 mouses there. Like, I don't know. It's just a lot going on.
I feel there's a lot there, and I would almost argue it's a little OP. Maybe get a different desk for your Mac, and like maybe a dock. Put one of the monitors over there, and you can have like a designated editing / browsing or work area. I think if you work from home, that'd be amazing. I obviously don't know your situation, Freeway, but
right.
Maybe some positioning adjustment on the PCs. Get your monitors on a mount, and this could be a really solid setup. But
100%.
as of right now, the way it is, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 again, just because my claustrophobia is bugging the fuck out, and your PC on the top is kind of like staring at me weird. But yeah, I mean, just minor improvements. Yeah. I don't even want to see the wire mess back there, but
should I ignore it?
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's definitely like doing the job, and it looks like it's a setup that's used for productivity. So I definitely understand what that's like. Do what you can. That's the only piece of advice I have for you. Do what you can.
Yeah,
with it.
I have the exact same comments and gripes as you. I'm gonna bump it up 0.5 for the St. Louis Blues flag in the background. Shout out the Blues. I'm a hockey fan, so anytime I see anything like that, I'm gonna bump it up 0.5. So shout out the Blues. I'm bumping it up to an 8 for me. And let's hop into the next set. 100%. Really quick before we get into the setup, I want to give a huge shout out to Scuba Diver 8, man. This is, for people who don't know, this is a PC that we actually gave away. So on the far right, us and Regiment, we gave this PC away to Scuba, and he's always been mad supportive before the PC, after the PC. Super dope guy. So I just want to give a quick shout out to Scuba Diver, man. And yeah, Greg, give me your thoughts.
I remember this guy. This was a cool build to do and watch. I remember when we got this done. First of all, shout out to Regiment. Shout out to all the
100%.
you guys.
Code Regiment, brparadox.com.
Amazing. I like it. You can definitely tell that it's it's a starter setup. It's definitely not used just to game. I can tell that. I think Scuba's a little older. He obviously does some work and some adulting at this desk, which I definitely can understand.
Right.
The PC looks great. I think. If you had a little bit of a longer desk, you could get away with having it on the desk. But maybe it almost seems like he uses the left side for something else and the right side to game.
That's what it looks like.
So maybe sort of utilizing the long desk to put the monitors together. I think it's a really solid setup though if you're sort of using a setup not just to game. I definitely think there could be some cleaning up. Maybe put the monitors together. Maybe pick up another one just so you have a little more room. Obviously, budget depending. But you've got your speakers, you've got your PC, you've got a mouse, a keyboard. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it a Scuba. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm gonna give it a 6 because I want to see you improve this so that on the next episode we can bump you up to whatever you turn it up to. I want you to get motivated by this. This is a great starting setup.
100%.
And I want to see you continue to improve it. So, Scuba, best of luck. I love it so far. I want to see you keep improving.
100%. I'm also going to give it a 6. The biggest thing you said that I'm going to take away and actually agree with and kind of give like a quick fix here is it does look like the left side of the desk and the right side of the desk are used for two different things. With the PC that powerful, because obviously me and you know how good that PC is. We built it.
Right. Yeah.
I definitely think you could almost get away with combining the two, use that PC as a kind of do-it-all PC. You have that laptop you can pull out if you need to. I just try and bring the setup more together and kind of just connect everything. Because the setup's, like you said, great starting point. Throwing in a third monitor, maybe even, and then connecting everything so you have all that productivity and the workflow kind of just flows a little bit better would be what I would do. But yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 as well. 100%. And lastly, this is quick disclaimer. Good friend of mine. I'm going to leave my bias out of it. But at Glazer MVP on Twitter, man, super clean looking setup in my opinion. Picture's a little bit hard to see, but worth noting, it's a Paradox Customs PC back there on one of them. So bump that up there. Give me your thoughts. What do you think?
Shout out Glazer, man. So I'm not seeing very many wires. The monitors look very clean in themselves. I see the HyperX mic, which is, it's a good option. You got the foot pedal down below, which means that you have respect for other streamers, and as a streamer yourself, props to you. You got a TV up top. I think there's not enough on the walls. I think you could get away with throwing a shelf on the left side.
For sure.
More lighting if you can.
Mm-hmm.
The IKEA desk, you can't go wrong with it. Like I said, it's more on the budget end, but the Alex drawers, the utility you get out of them is just too good.
Yep.
Overall, I'm going to give it a 9. Glazer, your setup looks great, man. The only gripes I have are the monitor on the left looks a little wonky.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I don't have, you can't even see where the fucking power's plugged into.
Setup,
that's
cable
great.
management looks great.
That's what I like. That's what we like here at Paradox Customs.
I'm gonna sorry, go ahead.
Get some shelving on the left, and then
yeah,
you should be chilling, my man.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop it down. I'm gonna give it an 8. I do like the setup a lot. I think it's super clean. I love the DSLR. Obviously shows he really cares about streaming and content creation. The ring lighting in this picture is a little dim. I'm sure it could be fixed. I think it actually already has been fixed, but for the sake of this, the picture, I definitely would say the lighting and the background on the walls definitely could use an improvement. And the left monitor is kind of really bothering me right now. So I'm going to give it an 8.
That's what I said.
I'm going to give it an 8. You gave it a 9. So I think that's fair. Somewhere around that 8 to 9 range. I think it's a really nice looking setup. Obviously, you can tell cares about content creation, cares about streaming. But yeah, man, that's going to do it for us. I think this was a good first video, man. Good start to the series. This is a fun one.
The next one.
Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Gray, you have any last comments?
I can't wait to see you guys improve. Hopefully we can come back and take a look at a couple of the setups that we visited and see if there's any improvements.
100%. Please do, guys. If you did like this video, you want to see more videos like this, you want us to rate your setup, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. And if this video pops off, we promise we will bring you guys an episode 2. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.